afraid of losing their homes. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and let's have a look at this article from news.com.au, which is discussing the impact of the, end of the loan deferral or loan holiday period on small businesses. And now some people are afraid they could be forced to sell their home. Which in Victoria will be hard to do regardless. So let's have a look at this because, this is coming. These holidays can't go on forever. There's a price for the government intervention in the economy, and in some regards that's going to be people losing their livelihoods, losing their business, losing what they've worked for their entire life through no fault of their own. Australian small businesses fear the end of loan deferral periods could kill their operations. So I was talking about this yesterday because there's a lot of discussion about the banks giving mortgage holidays to people. But what about small businesses? What if you have a cafe that's completely locked down and you're paying off all your kitchen fit out? Small business owners like Stephen Barbaro fear they won't be able to meet their loan repayments when the pandemic deferral period ends. So, as the end date for the COVID-19 loan deferral draws near, small business owners, small business owner Steve Barbaro is fearing he won't be able to meet his mortgage repayments as the Sydney CBD remains deserted. And this is Sydney, so they're doing a lot better than Queensland here, a lot better than Victoria, definitely, with regard to economic activity and the freedoms of people to move around. The cafe owner is one of thousands of small business owners across Australia who at the end of September will resume paying back loans that were put on ice due to the economic downturn sparked by the pandemic payment. Now, here's the thing. Some of these cafes, they've got significant costs in the city. That's why they charge you $5 a coffee, guys. But there's talk of a culture shift. There's talk of more and more people working from home, reducing those costs. And, a coffee at a cafe is a luxury item. It is a luxury item. You can do without it. If you really have to, you can bring a thermos from home of coffee. You can bring a thermos from home. Or you can, switch to instant. It takes some training, but you can get adapted to it. Trust me, I know, I've done it. However, one problem remains for Mr. Barbaro and his brothers who run 7 CBD cafes. No one is coming into the city. So I've met people like this who've, they've had one cafe and it's done really well, and then they've got another one, which makes a lot of sense. Because you've got the skills, you can transfer the people between them. It's your game. Who's going to buy it if he wants to get out of it? If he has to shut a few down, it could all come crumbling down. He said even with the restrictions easing, the bulk of his revenue comes from white-collar workers who fill Sydney's corporate towers, which at the moment lie empty. This is the other face of the economic impact, guys. The biggest fear right now is not being able to return to normal and being unable to afford it, he said. These big corporates are staying home. We're doing it at cost at the moment. That's the thing. More and more people are looking at working from home. More people are going to leave the cities. We were looking at yesterday, people looking at moving out of Melbourne, going up to far north Queensland, going to the country. Will there be the need for the same amount of commercial office space, particularly in the CBDs? There are other businesses that have got office space on the periphery and the suburbs, on that outer ring, not the AAA quality, the slightly lower quality, a little bit further out. Maybe you only need to go in there for a meeting, maybe not going in there every day. It's a changing market. A changing landscape. I think we'll see a hybrid. I think we'll see a hybrid between demand for office space and working from home, much more flexibility, which I think could be a really good thing. People could save money. You could spend more time with your family. You can look at other opportunities. I tell you, I love not having an office. And we were looking at these articles where people were saying they'll jump back into their offices. And someone said, in the comments, they said, Florian, don't tell me you wouldn't do the same. And I go, I'm terrible. I remove chairs from my office because chairs are quite expensive. A good chair costs like $500. We've all got standing desks. Back when I had my my office at Yeronga, I shifted everyone to standing desks. But we did have two stools that you could share around. So it wasn't completely horrible. Since the onset of the pandemic, Mr. Barbaro has been forced to place all his existing business loans on hold, while also applying for an additional $250,000 coronavirus support loan. Oh no. Oh no. That's the thing. This is the scary thing of businesses going more into debt, digging more of a hole in hopes that it'll turn around. There's another article I'm seeing shared on LinkedIn saying, "Oh, businesses are recovering. The return." I don't understand. I don't understand. I'm going to bring up trading economics, guys, just to make a point with regards to our GDP fall, because this isn't normal. What we're seeing here is not normal. I don't know how people expect it to jump right back to normal, the V-shaped recovery. I mean, look at that. We'll go up here to the max data, and you'll see here, see this little that there? That's the recession Australia had to have, everyone. That's our last recession. Look at this. Look at this. I don't know how people can expect it all to just jump right back. The problem is, this is going to scare people. This is going to change people's behaviors. Some people, for the first time in their lives, will be completely dependent on the state. And they'll say never again. I'm hoping they'll say never again. I'm hoping this will be the slap in the face some people need to get in a situation where they're not so beholden to the good graces of our leaders. The financial uncertainty has also pushed him into deferring his mortgage repayments on his Linfield family home. He is the father of 2 young children and the primary income earner for his household. If I don't make my normal wage, I won't be able to afford my mortgage, he said. It's a very big worry. I don't want to lose the home where my kids live. I mean, that's the sad thing. And sure, it'll be tough on them to change if you have to sell up. But that's part of life. The most important thing I'd say is to keep the family together. Is to not let it affect your marriage. It's only stuff. Comes and goes. His home loan is with St. George, part of the Westpac Group. He said the bank had not contacted him about whether he would be able to extend the repayment holidays beyond the end of September. The Australian Banking Association has confirmed a further 4-month deferral may be granted on request, but are also able to move home loans to interest-only payments. That's what I see is going to happen. You're going to start seeing people in houses move to interest-only out of desperation. I mean, what can he do? What can he do? Can he sell these cafes? Who would buy them? What would you get for the value of it? Is he paying his rent as well? Rate City Research Director Sally Tyndall said mortgage holders should consider all options before deferring their loan, as a 6-month extension could cost thousands of dollars more in the long run. Your mortgage repayments may be on hold, but the interest is still accumulating in the background, she said. But can't you just, can't you just, when things get back to normal, just pay a huge chunk off it again? I guess it depends on your mortgage. You know, if, oh no, you took 6 months off where you didn't pay. Okay, so whack 10 grand off later, but maybe. I mean, if you're in the situation where you're so desperate you need to put an extension on your house mortgage, you're probably not going to be able to pull together that much of a reserve, are you? The end of the deferral period has also caused growing concerns. A significant number of homeowners could potentially default on their mortgages, resulting in an influx of properties being listed on the market. Now that is the fear. This is why when people are saying there's going to be a recovery, there's going to be a bounce back, I don't understand why they're even arguing about that now, when we haven't actually seen the impact of this recession, when we haven't seen this manifest really in unemployment figures because you've got all the government interventions, and when we're not starting to see forced sales. Wait till people start getting the tap on the shoulder, you need to sell now. It's already happening. Also, on September 4, ANZ Chief Executive Shane Elliott said Australia's housing market was expected to fall between 10 and 15% because of the pandemic recession. My housing market economist, Dr. Andrew Wilson, said the investor home market was under the most financial stress as landlords were finding it hard to deal with a lower demand for tenants, which is pushing down rental prices. We started to see that in Sydney, where apartments are starting to sell for 15% discounts. And I've got another episode that I'll release probably after this one. Desperate property developers pretty much giving away chook raffles, trying to entice people to get into their developments. It just screams of desperation. It's what I'd expect at a RSL or going to the Motai fights, to raise money for a charity or something, not for a bloody development purchase. Make sure you keep an eye out for that video. Dr. Wilson said the added pressure could prompt property investors to sell after repayment deferral periods end. There is some stress in inner suburban apartment markets in Melbourne and Sydney. We are currently experiencing record levels of vacancies. There we have it, everyone. The actual discussion on the business loan deferrals. The fact that he's had to get another 250 grand out. This is the thing. When you're not bringing cash in, you can burn through the money so quick in a business. And I wonder how much of this, this support loan is going to go to cover all of these other costs he's incurring because of his staff. Does he still have them on JobKeeper? Because he's still incurring holiday, still sick leave, still long service leave, all of those other costs. Still super. That's not covered by JobKeeper. As always, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. What would you do in this guy's situation? Thanks for watching. If you're a fan of the channel, there's several ways you can help. Simply commenting and interacting with the channel is a great way to help the content grow and reach a wider audience. You can support us financially via joining the channel on YouTube or Patreon. You can use our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Kucoin. You can buy merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.